Do you suffer from stress, anxiety, or depression? Do you find it hard to focus or to contain your emotions? Any of these things can take you down. So, what then are your personal health practices? If you don't yet have an integral or holistic wellness practice, you're in the right place. Podcast host Susan Axelrod, the confidence coach, has been practicing holistic wellness for 25 years. Along the way, Qigong and Tai Chi found her. After tiptoeing in, she dove into a committed practice and became a teacher and integral wellness consultant. She'll tell you Qigong and Tai Chi changed her life. In this podcast, she interviews practitioners, inviting them to share their stories about how these practices changed their lives too. Go grab your journal. At the top of the clean page, write down, "I want to feel better." Then take a breath and tune in to see if Qigong and Tai Chi can help. Hello, friends. When I was in my late 20s, 30s, and well into my 40s, I lived a high-stressed, anxious type A life. I was lucky to find therapy, a wonderful therapist who helped me begin to settle down and learn some tools that previously I was very suspect of, very cynical about. Breathing, that can't make the difference. I was busy. I was very involved, actively engaged in life in the way that I thought I needed to be. It didn't go very well for me. By the time I was in my late 30s, I had a bit of an emotional breakdown, a meltdown from what I had done to myself. From that time to this, I've been on a journey of improved wellness. And over time, I found Qigong. Qigong changed my life, thus this podcast. But recently, I've been meeting a few people who are older than I, and I've been watching them and asking myself, wow, if I could be that vibrant, excuse me for saying, at that age, I would feel lucky. And I decided to offer a two-part special series of this podcast on aging well and how Qigong can help us age well. Today, my guest is Marilyn LoPresti. She is a person I have gotten to know. She is an age that I will let her share with you. And she runs her own classes. She does Qigong classes. She does strength training classes. She uses technology. She shows up. She's happy. She's well. She has enthusiasm, way, way younger than her years. And today I want to ask her, how have you done this? Hello, Marilyn. Good to see you.
Hi, Susan. Thank you for having me here. I'm so pleased to be here and have this fantastic opportunity to share what I do and all of the wonderful uh, projects that are underway. So I'm so
Well, this is part of how inspired I am by having met you. Would you mind sharing with us your age?
yes, I'm 81. I don't mind. I mean, that's my age. I can't do anything about that, but I try not to think of it as just a number, and I just keep going. I have done so basically all of my life, and now I'm ushering in new things.
Well, the reason the in this conversation the number is relevant is other people at 81 are not living the vibrance and vitality of your life. Your body, your teeth, your feet, your hair, everything has been supporting you for 80 years. And yet here you are starting out new things, which we're going to be hearing about today, and having a vitality in your life that is truly impressive. So I want to ask you to share with us, how has Qigong supported you specifically in your own reality of aging? And how would you say it could help others in aging well?
Well, this is a very important question. And reflecting back, on how I was introduced to Qigong. I came in, I would say, in a very serious practice at age 69. At that time, I had accomplished many things, and in my career as an educator and administrator, and also in my side practices of martial arts training. At 69, I lost my husband, who was really my support, my big support, the rest of my family too. I don't want to leave them out. But it was a turning point in my life, and I felt that I needed to do something to release the grief, depression, all of those things rushed in at me at one time. So I started a study of Tai Chi and Qigong and went on to be a master instructor. And I'm very proud of that. And I feel that it is a help to many. Now, people, I think, need to understand that there's no age that you should start anything. Whenever it is appropriate, you start. But I would say I'm happy that I didn't start at 81, although it
Right.
would have worked. It's still, there's no age limit.
So, just on that point, I interviewed someone last week who said, he said, I got started late in Tai Chi, but he was 34 years old.
Okay,
And I said to
baby.
him, right. And I said, you got started late. I was in my mid to late 50s when I got started. And here you are saying you had done martial arts, but you got started with the study of Tai Chi at age 69. And that really, this progression really, truly shows us the truth of what you're saying. Basically, start where you are.
Exactly. And so I recommend highly for your listeners and followers and people listening to this broadcast that they should take this study very seriously. It is so easy. It can be done anywhere, anytime, requires no equipment. It is a state of mind.
I love this. And in my old type A self, and I can hear in my ears some people saying, is it really that easy? Can it really be done anywhere, anytime? How really does that all work? And also, vis-a-vis aging well, boy, we really do want to break through the resistance to come to the place that you are. Start where you are, take this study seriously.
Also, medically speaking, and taking care of yourself, this practice, and we like to say this in all our studies, opens the medicine within. So, what we are doing is that we're aging gracefully, we are preventing illness, we're addressing things that bother us physically, mentally, spiritually by doing this practice. And there are some favorite things that I do during the day. And, I'll just say an aside here to make you laugh and how people have taken this to heart. In my Tai Chi class, when we learn the Tai Chi walk, I have people that go into the supermarket and walk down the aisles doing the Tai Chi walk to practice.
Yep.
I thought that they were just joking until I went into the supermarket and saw them by accident, and they're walking down the aisles in pairs, and they're just making me laugh. But actually, I was so proud that they were doing that.
That's so good. That's the perfect. That's such a perfect example where I've done this before. I know when I started my practice, I would call in the three treasures, waiting on a line at a market or wherever, and really integrate the practice. So for you, you have used this. You studied. You became a master. You're a teacher. You now teach others, and more recently, you're actually moving into really consulting and coaching in the area of integral wellness, integrative health, and working with both individuals and groups. So this is important because, like I said, Marilyn, at 81, other people are winding down. And I have only gotten to know you recently, and I see you ratcheting up. So tell us about what you're doing.
Well, I started with groups, and I did Tai Chi and meditation groups in libraries, town recreation, and senior groups. Now, the senior groups really caught my attention because that's my area, actually, and my compatriots in a way. And so I realized that many people had really no experience in this kind of wellness or integrative wellness. So I decided that I would do a different approach, and I would integrate a whole fitness program based on Qigong. Now, that might sound funny, but I do, for instance, low impact aerobics. And I start the class with Qigong warm ups, teaching Qigong in a way that most people would not. We do the class, and I reserve the end of class for Qigong again. So people walk out, they're refreshed, and even beyond that, they're joyful, they're happy, they're speaking to one another, and they have actually fostered a community.
Wow.
So, with that, for instance, next Friday, I'll be doing a Qigong meditation session, and that will be purely Qigong. And I have many people that come to that now on a steady basis.
So I want to say, I'm making my notes. You know me by now. I have my paper and my pen. I'm making notes, and I wrote down and I circled feeling joyful, happy, and engaged.
Yes.
Again, all of this has only happened really in your recent past, and you are now going, focusing on different baskets in Qigong or different areas of Qigong with specialty groups, doing meditation. I love the idea that you're teaching fitness based on Qigong, and that as a result, you have people engaging in class, you have them feeling, right? The interoception, you have them feeling joy, you have them feeling happy, probably in charge of themselves and proud of themselves, like they're really doing something important. Wow, that is the basis of aging well, isn't it?
It is, and it's part of what Dr. Yanke was talking in his course about the circle of life, because it isn't just one aspect, it's everything. It's choices, it's lifestyle. And I found that for many of seniors, they are not engaged in much. Some of them, my position, they're widows or widowers, they're alone, their family's not nearby. And so they found a way by coming together to enjoy Qigong, but it goes beyond that because it has helped them really be part of the community. So that gave me the idea now of reaching out to people who are not in the classes, who are far away, who are not able to drive anymore, or they have disabilities and so forth. And Qigong, as in Tai Chi, can be done standing, it can be done seated, as we are now. So that's the beauty of it. And for many, as you mentioned before, they did not believe in what I was saying about the breath and about how the breath really is the engine for Qigong to begin with.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. I love this so much. And I really just want to invite people who are listening or viewing to tune in for a second. And I want to allow you to ask yourselves, do you see yourself? in what we're talking about here. Marilyn, this is what I really, really want to do. Like, do people see themselves that they're not very active, maybe more sedentary than they know they should be or might want to be, feeling a little bit alone? People, your family members are going on with their lives and, you're over here feeling not engaged as much in community, feeling like you don't have much community. Do you wish that you could feel more joyful or more happy if you did something and believed that you could? Are you suspect that something like breathing is going to make a big difference? If you see yourself in any of this, you're in the right place. So, Marilyn, when you work one-on-one with people as that type of coach in the aging well arena, tell us about that. And, tell us about the speaking in the groups you're going to be working in.
Well, I feel in what I do from day to day, I'm learning more and more about not only myself, but what other people need. So it's about 10 years now that I formed my own company, which, people chuckle at, starting a company at 71.
Right.
That, and I, made it a more serious endeavor. What I found in working one-on-one with people is that if you practice along with them and show them the techniques and they're simple, then they get the confidence that, gee, I can do this. I also work a lot with the music in my background. And we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
It steadies people, it makes them relax, it makes them smile, it makes them enjoy themselves. And I do that in all my classes and also if I'm working online. And, it takes a little bit of technology to do that, but I learned how to do it. And with the help of my daughter, my grandchildren, who are far beyond me as far as.
So I want to just bring up a few things. First of all, other people at age 71 are thinking about doing less. You at age 71 felt moved and motivated and inspired to share what you learned and started your own company, which now is having its 10th year. And then using music, I follow you on social media because you are on social media, and I have seen some snippets of your classes using music, and I and a local friend both commented, wow, I would love to be there in that class. So you are breaking through constructs and mindsets that otherwise could easily prevent you from doing this important output, which is supporting you vitally. And if you allowed those old mindsets or constructs to block you, you might be going down more in depression, Marilyn.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean?
Yes. Well,
yeah.
It has to work the other way. And that's what I've observed with the students that I have engaged with. I see that the medicine within, the Qigong, is what they need. What they're doing, most of them right now, and hopefully we're breaking through that barrier, is they run to the doctor for every little thing.
Right.
For instance, this past summer, I fractured a toe walking barefoot. But I went to classes anyway, and I modified what I was doing, but people were surprised that I was there. And then subsequently, one of my students broke her toe at her son's wedding, and she was very upset. Went to the doctor, and she's been out of class since. So she wrote to me, and she asked me, why is it that the doctor said to me I had to wear a boot and have no activity, and you're a class? What's the reason for that? So I told her I didn't go to the doctor.
Yeah.
That was the answer to that. I said, I taped my toe. I knew that they couldn't do anything for me. And I just went on my daily business the best I could.
Right.
So that's just an example of what I see
Right.
Also, the other thing is, what I want to do is branch out to corporate wellness, because people are on jobs where they're seated all day in front of a computer. They need Qigong, there's no doubt about it. They need all of that. I also have had experience in class where people lost loved ones. Gave me the idea of the bereavement groups. So I'm branching out and asking those to have me come in and do sessions when they meet with those groups. It goes so much further than that, because we talk about police, firefighters, caregivers, nurses, EMT. There's so many groups of people that need to have
Teachers.
teachers, students. I've worked with young people all my life, and I've always tried to get martial arts, Tai Chi, Qigong into schools. That's where it really should start. So when we
Yeah.
talk about, my age, I've seen the whole spectrum teaching pre-K through college, that people, doesn't matter what the age is, everybody needs this.
Right, right. I mean, honestly, I'm here to say, like I said, I opened in my intro with the reality, the truth of my life, which was I wish that I had had this when I was in my 30s to support me, which then I would have been able to do even more because from a more well state of being, rather than pushing through anxiety or depression and still doing it, but breaking down inside, let's say, not to be hyperbolic, but basically that's what happens. And eventually I ended up in bed. And also, my children would have seen me then, right, modeling. And like you said, you even said that part of what you've done, what you do in your work with people, you said is I practice along with them and show them how to do it. So parents can do that as well. I mean, who better than parents to practice, have their kids practice along with them?
There's one group I left out in the whole litany I just gave you, and that's people undergoing medical treatments, specifically chemotherapy, radiation, and all that. And I've experienced that it will be now this year, 39-year breast cancer survivor. My last bout, I mean, just being a survivor and living is wonderful, but I went through a great deal, and had as recent as 11 years ago another bout, and then radiation and a chemo drug, which I had to take for almost 10 years. And so those people need a lot of support. I have people in class now who have some of these ailments, and they have treatments that they're undergoing, not just chemotherapy, but other things. So that's another group on my list for outreach for the aging
All
well.
of Right, all of these people maybe at any age, but the underlying piece, the reason we're talking about aging well is to basically breathe vitality into your life through these difficult police, fire people, EMTs, nurses, teachers, students, people undergoing medical treatments. This is, as you say, can be done easily, anywhere, anytime, with huge impact. And I'm here to say I am a living, breathing manifestation of the truth of what you're sharing here. I can't say how much I personally know and feel people would be lucky to have the opportunity to work with you personally, or even as you've done many groups before, to even be in one of your groups. If we think about a group of policemen, police people, police officers,
Yes.
and we think about anyone working with you, I like the idea of you're doing a group where they're all doing cloud hands together, even if it's in the squad room, right? that the group of police officers are all doing cloud hands, right? And that would be breaking through what might be a block for one person to work directly with you, but bringing you in to have a beautiful Tai Chi session. We're literally talking about 30 minutes. This doesn't have to be a 3-hour thing. It could be a 30-minute time slot once a week for a group of police, a group of teachers in the teachers' lounge, I think they call it, whatever they call the teacher's room. I mean, a group of EMTs, I know a little bit something about that. A lot of times EMTs are in their place, their home, where they're out of. They're basically gaming online or cooking or whatever in between calls. And so, of course, any emergency could come up. But I love what we're talking about here, Marilyn. I really love this for you. What you and I know also is you can be brought in virtually. Okay, of course, real life energy is important, but it's more important, as we know, Dr. Roger Yanka, whom you mentioned before, the head of the Institute for Integral Qigong and Tai Chi, says it's better to do it wrong than not at all.
Oh, that's right.
Right. Exactly. It's better. Right. And so even bringing you in virtually to a police unit anywhere in the country, I love this. You really, truly are the real deal, Marilyn. And that's why I asked you if you would come here. I asked you to speak about it. And I asked you to share your age with us so other people can be inspired as I am. I am 63. And, you're a few years older, but to tell you the truth, by 81, I thought I'd be sitting in a rocking chair. No. And now meeting people like you, and I have another guest coming on, Haysha Marta, who's also an 80 plus person who has the same kind of vitality that you have, Marilyn. I can't say how much this is the real deal. And thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for how you inspire us. Thank you for leading in this way. And I just want to give you the opportunity. How can people find you to contact you about getting to work with you personally, or maybe bringing you in to work with their group of teachers or nurses on a floor?
We don't want to forget doctors also.
Doctors also.
Yes. And so all of these groups that I have been contacting and will continue in the new year to contact more. To reach me, I think it would be nice, first of all, to go to northforkbodiesinmotion.com. That's my website. And my email is just as long, northforkbodiesinmotion@gmail.com. So that's the whole title of my company. And good. I live on the North Fork of Long Island, New York. And that's how I started my company with that name.
I love the name Bodies in Motion. That is the best place for us to leave because if there's one thing we know, Marilyn, aging well is supported by Bodies in Motion. They can also find you on Facebook, which I encourage them to do because it's so fun, because you have clips of people in your classes, doing either Qigong or exercise to music. And so I encourage people to look you up. I want to say thank you so much for joining me today for this important conversation. Thank you so much. And I will stay tuned. You know that. And as a teaser, I want to let you know I'm working to figure out how I myself can come out to Long Island to North Fork Bodies in Motion. And I'll be talking to you.
Welcome to come and join in.
Thank you so much.
Small community, so we're branching this all out to everyone out there who would like to participate in this.
Well, to that end, I want to invite anyone who's watching this or listening to this, please share this video so that the message of aging well can roll out and affect more people's lives. Marilyn, thank you so much. Already looking forward to the next time I see you. Be well, my friend.
And Happy New Year.
Thank you very much.